Hey there, what's up everybody? It's Dr. Shazetta. As you can see, I am in the car. Forgive, glasses, no makeup. I'm still under the weather. It's been a rough few days. But today I had to get out to run some errands and to just kind of continue working toward ending this year well. I don't know, I've been like in this really reflective state, very possibly because I've been locked up in the house and kind of stuck on the couch. I have like this really bad case of what my doctor's calling viral sinusitis, whatever that is. But I don't anticipate that I'll do too many kind of vlog style videos, but I'll take you guys along for a little bit today. But I'm particularly reflective today, right? Because one of the things that I'm committed to doing for 2023 is we're kind of in this wrap up mode, is spending time in intentional reflection, but not just for the sake of reflecting, but intentional reflection for the sake of being able to plan for a better, more successful, more profitable, more, I don't know what the other word I'm looking for, maybe efficient, more efficient 2023, or 2024, I should say. This year has been, by and large, a really good year for myself and for my family. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There were some moments where, on the one hand, we were doing really, really well, but on the other hand, there was just like this real sense of unhealthy expectations that I was placing on myself. And I found myself in a place where I was beginning to lean and rely primarily on my own sense of individual strength rather than leaning and relying on community, but more importantly, rather than leaning and relying on the God that's at work in me. If you're new to the channel, I'm Dr. Shazetta, and I'm so glad that you're here. And while this channel talks about, lifestyle design and looking at some of the technological things that I'm interested in and a number of other things, I also want to make it clear on this channel that I'm a woman of faith. I am unapologetically Christian. I'm an ordained elder, and ministry and spirituality and faith are huge components of who I am. And so I found myself, right, in 2023, leaning, as we would say in church, to my own understanding, as opposed to relying on the God that I believe to be at work in me. And in truth, while some facets of our lives were successful, particularly financially, there were parts of my life that suffered because I kind of took this all things rely on me, or all things are depending on me and my ability to push through mindset. As a result of that, sure, the income like ballooned and blossomed, but it cost me time with my family. It cost me meaningful time with my husband and with my son. In many regards, it cost me my health. I had 2 rounds of bed rest in 2023. One that was like a 5-day hospitalization. What led up to that hospitalization was an episode where really I nearly died. I remember the doctor saying, oh my God, her heart rate dropped down to 16. And I remember them slapping me, telling me not to go to sleep. That I couldn't fall asleep, that I had to stay awake and stay with them. And I remember in that period believing that the sacrifices that I was making were for the good of my family, and if I could just sustain it for long enough, that it had the potential to change the trajectory of my family, of my bloodline, really. And it would open up doors for us to be able to do so much more without having to wonder, not only now, but generationally. And I was wrong. I was wrong. It cost me so much. And so I think that part of the reflection for the end of the year, one thing that I want you all to keep in mind is, as you're assessing your year, is to think about what your commitment to certain things or certain ideas is costing you. And I don't mean what it's costing you in terms of finances, but I mean, what is it costing you in terms of your overall well-being and your wholeness and your wellness? The next few days, I'm gonna be spending some time kind of developing out these thoughts, and so probably the next couple of days of videos will really be around these sort of reflections as I'm going about my day-to-day life. I've got a lot to share. And I think that part of my working so hard in 2023 has been because while I don't have anything to prove to anybody, I do have a lot to share with everybody. It's not to do anything other than to talk about how really God's grace and mercy has helped us navigate this season. But the other part of it is that I don't want anybody to experience the struggle portions of what I've experienced in 2023 and even in the years prior. I want to share because I want you to be able to learn from what has been my experience and in truth my mistakes and my poor choices. So I'm inviting you kind of as I kick off this year-end reflection series to join me. I just want to be honest and transparent, not going to do a whole lot of editing, obviously not doing a whole lot of production. I apologize if you're hearing noise in the background. I'm in the car running some errands today. But I invite you to join me for these year-end reflections, because also as I do the year-end reflections, I'll shift and talk about New Year corrections. I'm not making a lot of resolutions this year, y'all, because resolutions, are things that we pick up. They're ideals, right? They're well wishes, but we don't often stick through or follow through with them because we see them as optional. But I want to make New Year corrections. I'll be 40 years old in 2024. And I'm excited about what that means. It's like a new season of life on the cusp. And I have so many dreams and so many goals, and faced also with so many life transitions right now. Aging parents, a son that's getting older, a desire to grow our family, businesses that we are either starting afresh or refreshing, ministry that's being birthed new. There's so much ahead of us, and more than ever, I just want to do it well. And so a part of doing something well or better is reflecting on the times before, not to get stuck there, but to decide the best way to move forward. So listen, I hope that you will come along for this end of year reflection series. Some other YouTubers are doing Vlogmas that didn't really click or connect for me, but I want to bring you along for this journey, because the other part for me that I think for me has made it hard is because I think myself and my family, we do a lot of what we do so well that people make the assumption that everything is well. Sometimes it's not, and sometimes it hasn't been. And so I want to just kind of open up a little bit in these year reflections so that we can move together and make New Year corrections beginning in just a few days from now. Listen, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Drop a few comments if you can relate to what I'm saying at all. And if you're interested in continuing to hear or to know when I drop new content, click that bell up there and you'll get notifications. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for listening.